Here's Desert Defenders in a nutshell. I'm Jillian Walker. I'm the project manager, art director, sound effects assistant, and story and concept designer of this game.
And my name is Brandon Belman. I am the assistant manager, lead programmer, and assembly lead for Desert Defenders, Curse of the Sandwich, which is it is a 2D platforming game. It takes place in a fantasy desert setting known as the Great Desert. Through Desert Defenders, you play as two separate characters.
Their names are Haroon and Rana, and their sole duty is to protect the desert from the evil Sandwich, who tries to take her revenge upon Sakaduba Village because they banished her for being very militaristic and evil.
Power hungry.
Yes.
So you've got two characters, and we differentiated the characters with abilities a little bit.
Haroon can double jump, and he also runs a bit faster. Rana, she moves a bit slower. She doesn't double jump, but she's much more powerful. She has
better in combat.
Yes.
She has all fire-based attacks, which originally she did have a sword, but we found that her gameplay was much too similar to Haroon's. But Haroon still had the upper hand with being more agile and mobile than she was. So in order to fix that, we decided to give her all fire-based attacks. Make her a symmetrical character, because that was another issue in the beginning.
Yeah, having her only have one sword and making her not a symmetrical character made sprite flipping difficult.
A nightmare.
Yeah, we had to spend a lot of time. We had to make two different sprite sheets for every action, depending on whether she was facing right or facing left. So it was not only a really good idea to get rid of the sword from a practical building development perspective, but it really, really worked out and helped to differentiate the characters from one another.
Make them a little more unique.
And there's a lot more going on in the game than just two characters that have different mechanics from one another. There's a lot of items, there's a lot of moving parts. We've got two different enemy types. We have jackals, we've got ravens. There are also tumbleweeds in the game that will damage you. There's a lot of environmental hazards. We've got pits, we've got wells, we've got quicksand, we've got thorn bushes. We have a sandstorm that chases you in level 2, and I'm sure that there's one or two things that I'm forgetting there.
Certainly a lot.
Yeah, we've got moving platforms come up and out of the sand.
Some of them fade in and out. That's a big theme with the game. It hasn't been made apparent now. The Sandwich has sand powers, obviously, and she also has the ability to create mirages.
So we've also got power-ups in the game, so players can increase their speed for 15 seconds or get infinite energy invincibility. There's a lot of stuff that's in this game, a lot of different things that players can do.
Originally, we were going to have 5 levels, but due to time constraints, we decided to cut those 2 levels from the game and instead make 3 longer levels. But we didn't want to scrap those concepts completely, so in order to incorporate those, well, the 2 levels were the Oasis and the Ruins. So how we incorporated them was, at the end of level 1, as you're going through the village, the buildings slowly get more decrepit and ruinous as you pass through. And then at the very beginning of level 3, we also have raising and lowering pillars in the quicksand, which was also another idea we had for that level. And the Oasis, the other level that we were going to have, is featured in the cutscene in between levels 2 and 3.
So at the end of the game, you fight the evil Sandwich Mayo. That's the cap off of the game. And the Sandwich teleports around, and she spawns thorns that she shoots at you that you have to dodge. She spawns jackal enemies that run around the room you have to kill and dodge. So, thank you for listening. This has been Desert Defenders in a nutshell. My name is Brandon Belman.
I'm Jillian Walker.
And thank you for listening.